Morning, guys. How we doing? Welcome to another stream. Welcome to another day in the stream. Friday, September 2nd. Long weekend, guys. That's going to be exciting. You guys have any good plans out there for the Labor Day? Labor Day plans? What am I doing? I'm going golfing. That'll be fun. Good weekend to go golfing. Morning. All right. So, today, September 2nd, and we are Fire Island. Nice. It's like the last weekend to go do things in New Jersey, New York, right? Up there, up north. Proposing to my girlfriend. Wow. Congratulations. Oh, you bought the vet, Chef? Chef Joe bought a new vet? Golfing. I like it. All right. All right, guys, let's get started. So today is Friday, September 2nd. And we are we pushed up a little bit yesterday. Some pretty key levels that sort of held and broke, and we're sort of consolidating here in the pre-market. So there's definitely going to be an interesting day, and I hope that there's some pretty nice opportunities. I'm pretty excited for today's trading day. Hopefully we see some nice plays, nice opportunity, nice direction, and we'll sort of prepare ourselves the best we can today. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today on the stream. We got some key levels to watch out for in the NASDAQ ES. We have some important economic data coming out in the pre-market, and some pretty key levels to watch on individual stocks. So it should be hopefully a good day, hopefully a good way to end the week, and hopefully a good way to start a 3-day weekend. That's what I'm very excited for, honestly. I could really use a nice little Monday off right now. Definitely excited for that Monday off. So today we're going to go ahead and look at futures, economic. We're going to skip the earnings calendar because there's really nothing on it. So let's go ahead and pull up the economic calendar real quick. Here it is. Today we have non-farm payrolls. We have unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, labor force participation. That's all at 8:30 here, so we'll have that live here in the pre-market live stream. The volume's a little low. Turn it up on your side. I'm talking as loud as I can, and the volume is within the yellow in my OBS. So if you look at my OBS, you can see that it is in the yellow. That means that it is just as loud. I can't go into the red, right? So it has to stay within the yellow, or you're going to hear clipping. So just turn the volume up on your side. There's a little volume button. Go ahead and turn that up. That's all you got to do. Just turn it up a little bit. Turn it up. Everyone here? All right. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, labor force participation, and then look for the factory orders and as well as the core capital equipment orders at 10 a.m. All right? So keep that on watch. Keep that stuff on watch. That is today's economic stuff. Oh, man. We're starting out good today, huh? We are starting out good today. Let's get it going. All right. So that's that. Tesla, 280 level. Big level to watch out for today. Amazon, big level to watch around this 127. Watch out for Apple at a big major level that's starting to hold up. Watching NVIDIA, AMD. You guys saw those things were crazy weak on NVIDIA, AMD. And yeah, watch out for that on NVIDIA, AMD. Those were pretty ugly yesterday in the pre-market. They were sort of ugly all intraday yesterday as well. And then also You can see we had a little bit of a push towards end of day with the overall market, but there's definitely some key levels to watch out for on the upside. So watch out for that. Meta, Shop, Google, all those channel lows. Watch out for those Meta, Shop, and Google channel lows. Healthcare. Healthcare had a nice bounce yesterday. Really nice bounce. And we want to sort of keep an eye on that because that XLV is at that demand level. So AbbVie, UNH, etc. We'll take a look at some of those. We'll take a look at the other sectors, the XLP and the XLE. The XLP did outperform yesterday. Walmart closed very green yesterday. Really big day for Walmart, even with the market weakness. So you saw a little bit of that flight for safety. So big thing to watch out for on the XLP. And then also watch for the XLE, the retest that we saw in the XLE. Guys, I'm just going to start blocking people if you're talking about the volume the whole time, just to let you know. It's very distracting, very childish. I'm just going to start blocking people. So I would appreciate, if you can't hear me, then you obviously don't have your volume up high enough because it's way high enough for me on my end. So, yeah. If I start seeing it over and over again, you're just going to be blocked. There's absolutely no reason to be here then. If that's what you're worried about. All right, let's get started. Futures, let's do it. NASDAQ. So, yesterday, what did we do? What did we do on the NASDAQ? I'm going to go ahead and just sort of look at this. Okay, here we go. We're going to start here. Don't worry, it's going to start. A few more of those. It's out. You're out. All right, so here we go. On the daily chart on the NASDAQ, I'm going to delete these lines, and we're going to go ahead and restart this analysis. If we look at this, let's go ahead and delete the MAs, moving averages. We're going to go ahead and zoom out here and look at the daily chart. So the first thing that I was looking at, I made a video on this yesterday, so if you want to watch it there, go ahead and watch that. Here's the NASDAQ, and this was your June and July high, right? Right there, June and July high. You guys can see that we had that previous rejection into support, and it turned into support yesterday. This 12,200, 12,150 level. If I go to the 15-minute chart, you can see generally we held that area. We did have a big drop through it, but we sort of popped right back above it and held it this morning. So this 12,000, 12,200 area, that daily chart level back from June and July is definitely something to be paying attention to. Now, it could totally bounce back lower. You know, it could totally fail. Absolutely could happen. But at least it's something to monitor. Rejection into support. That's, the larger term thing to be watching out for. Now, today, here's what I'd be looking at. This is the main thing that I am focusing on today. I'm going into the 15-minute chart because all I really care about are these short-term levels. I want to make sure I'm aware of the short-term levels here on the NASDAQ, okay? So we are looking at the first level that I would be looking at on the NASDAQ, on the NQ for a rejection is right where we're starting to find that rejection here this morning, around 12,300. So 12,300, you can see right in this general area is where that first rejection point is starting to set in. This is your previous Tuesday low. This is your Wednesday support, and then you can see we slipped through that Wednesday after hours. We consolidated. We sort of slided lower yesterday, popped back up, and we are right back to those Wednesday, sort of that Wednesday closing level around this 12,300. So you can see that is the first rejection point that has to be paid attention to. If we can't get over 12,300 here, if we reject it, then it's going to, then we're definitely going to see that downside come in again. This is a must-break level today. You have to get over this area. If you can get over this area and you can hold it as support, then I think you can see continuation. Continuation could be to that 12.4 level. That would be the next I'm watching. This is the Friday low back here around 12.4. There is a previous rejection here at 12.4 on Tuesday right there. There's another rejection here on Wednesday. So 12.4 would be the next level to be watching, in my opinion. If you can get 12.3, I would be looking for that move to 12.4. Okay? So 12.3, 12.4, those are the big levels, I think, today. You got the 12.3 rejection that's already showing this morning. You need to get above it. If you can get above that, 12.4. If you can get above that, which wouldn't get too crazy. If we actually can have a nice day, if we actually do get some nice price action, you have these highs from Wednesday at 12.5. So really, it's just 100 points. It's really just every 100-point increment that you're seeing levels on this NASDAQ. So you have previous support, and all these rejections at 12.3. Next, you have a lot of chop in between this 100-point range. The next level is this Friday low. You bring that Friday low across, you can see a rejection, you can see a rejection here. It had some support intraday on Wednesday pre-market, so that would be your next level on 12.4. Get through that, your next level is these lows here, and this double top rejection here at 12.5. So 12.3, 12.4, 12.5 should be your major levels to watch out for here. If you can actually get through these, then you could see some continuation, guys. I mean, it's possible. Wouldn't count it out off this demand from June and July. If you don't get it above any of these, if you just reject 12.3, then you're just going to pull right back down to yesterday's levels and just sort of continue this lower low, lower high type of formation. So the first thing, you have to get through 12.3. That's huge. That's your first thing to watch out for today on the NASDAQ. All right. S&P 500, very similar, guys. It's the same June and July, so we're not going to go to that. It's the exact same thing. You can watch my video yesterday if you want to see that. But here's the 15-minute, and here are the levels to watch out for. This morning, 39.75 is acting as a rejection. You have a previous support, previous rejection, and you can see rejection all this morning. So 39.75, that is big, right? Very, very important here. You need to get above that level. If you can get above 39.75, if you can turn it into support, then I'd look for the next level, probably that 4,000 psychological. That would be my next watch. The 4,000 psychological would be the next one to watch if you can get over 39.75. Over 4,000 psychological, then you have support here, rejection here, and that's your 4,020 level. So if you can get a move over 75, if you can hold it, look for 4,000. If you get through 4,000, you got 4,020. If you can, that's going to be a tough one, I think. 4,020 is going to be a tough one. That looks like where this market could reject. That is about, let's see, what is that from here? It's about 1.5%, 1.3% to the upside. If you don't get that, if you break 39.75, right? If you break that 39.75, or I'm sorry, if you reject it, look for the hold at 39.55. If you fail to hold this 39.55, I would look for a little retest, and then I would look for, continuation. So I would watch maybe this consolidation here. You guys can see from this yesterday morning. So I'd look for, if you're looking to play downside, I would look for the fail of 55. You guys can see right here, fail of 55, come back into it, reject it, and then watch this 39.40. You guys can see this whole area could hold as some type of support as well. This entire consolidation here, this is all between Wednesday and Thursday. Yes, Wednesday and yesterday. So I would watch for, if you fail, I'll go to the 5-minute chart. Here's the 5-minute. So it's pretty clear, right? If you fail this channel, whatever side of this channel, I would say the continuation comes today. That's really how I'm thinking. So if you fail this channel, if you break down below it, turn it into a rejection point, then you're probably coming back down to this 39.30, 39.20. If you hold the channel and you break below it, then 39.75 and then to the upside. I mean, it's really just all about this channel today. So, I mean, I don't mind that because it makes it quite easy. Right? This should be an easy trade. If we get on either side of this channel, if we turn either side of this channel into rejection or support, should be a pretty easy trade because it'll definitely show you, what the next direction is. Flush under this channel, retest, rejection, break of this channel, retest, push to the upside. So I like it today. I like where we're sort of sitting in this pre-market. It actually makes things quite clear because there is going to be reaction to either side of this channel today. So whatever way it goes, you got to trade it. Don't fight it. I have, as you guys know, I have some small risk on some long swing trades. So if I see it break the channel, then, so be it. I scalp some downside, I make up for the losses, and I move on, and I have a good weekend, So it's just, I took those longs to see if we, hold this demand. If we do not, if we break these channels, we got some nice, easy scalps to the downside. Yeah, I hope it's not. I hope we don't stay in that range all day. Gold sauce. That would be, that would suck if we stayed in the range. But, hey, you guys out there that trade condors, maybe trade some spreads. That could be a nice day if we stay within this range. So, ES NASDAQ, that's what I'd be watching, guys. Here on the Dow, we'll go to the Dow Jones. You got pretty much your same channel here on the shorter term time frames between 3170, 31700, 31580, 316, so about 120 point range. If we go to the 15-minute chart, here's what I would be watching. So 15-minute chart, you got that channel, right? That's the first thing to be watching out for. That upside channel is right here at these previous lows, right? This previous support. So 31.7, that's big. If you get above 31.7, you got these lows here, 31.9, really 32,000. So the technicals are pretty easy to spot today, right? If you just look at this 15-minute chart, it's pretty easy to spot the previous lows, the previous highs. It's just a stair step. I mean, this is, push to the upside, new low, right? New stair step. You reject at the previous stair step, you break down, and now you're rejecting at the previous stair step. So today, does the market try to break up and start stair stepping up, or do we continue on the same streak that we have been for the last 4 days? That's really it, right? It's not that hard to read the price action that we've been given this week, which I am happy about. It makes our job a lot easier because we can sort of tell where the next move is. So, stair stepping downwards, previous low into rejection, previous low into rejection this morning. Do you get another low and do you create another stair step, or do you start to push above these levels? That's really all that you have to answer today, and it should be. If you're actually watching the moves, if you're actually watching the technicals, it should be pretty easy to spot. All right, the Russell. The Russell is definitely the weakest of the indices, which I sort of expected. You can see the Russell did not get above yesterday's pre-market level. So the NASDAQ got above pre-market, the ES got above pre-market, the Dow got well above the pre-market levels. And then if we go to the Russell, you can see that we really never even got close to the pre-market levels here on the Russell. So you can see pre-market levels on the Russell never even got close. I would not be looking for small caps to be the strong part of this market. And if you are, just watch the pre-market highs. Okay? Watch the pre-market highs. That's really all I'd watch today on the Russell. If you really have to watch this. 1835, 1840. That would be the level to watch today on the Russell. Pre-market highs from yesterday. Okay? All right, so that's the futures, guys. I would be looking at the futures on a shorter-term time frame today because you really need to dig deep into that short-term analysis. That's really what's going to show you the insight as to what happens today. That daily chart's not going to help you much today. That 4 hours not going to help you much today. I would be really focusing on these 15-minute, maybe hourly chart hourly chart time frames. That's the word I'm looking for. And just sort of focusing on these previous lows and see if we start to break them or if we continue to reject. So, again, NASDAQ 12.3, 12.4, 12.5. That's that previous stair-stepping lows. And then on the ES, you got 39.75. You got 4,000 psychological and 4,020 up here. To the downside, 39.55 channel low. And then under 35.55, I mean, this is all just, you could do anything in here, I think. It's basically just sort of the chop from yesterday. So maybe you watch like this 39.40 level first. All right, if you want to get these levels on a daily basis, if you can't make it to the stream, if you want to see them intraday, in a text format, make sure to check the Discord down below. It's free, completely free. It says free technicals. You can always get them there. I post the analysis on the NASDAQ and ES there every single morning. All right, so that's that. Let's go ahead and continue with Tesla. Tesla what do we got? 10 minutes until the economic data. Let's go ahead and jump into Tesla. So I'm going to pull up the, the 50 and 100, I think, on here. Let me go ahead and pull those up. 50 and 100, you guys can see when I apply this to the chart, look at where those were yesterday. So 50 and 100 SMA were right here on Tesla at 270. I mean, they held them perfectly. When those two, both those SMAs came together yesterday, we talked about this in the stream early morning. That's pretty nice. That's a nice solid support area for Tesla around that 270. 50 SMA, 100 SMA, previous support. So that 270 psychological is definitely going to be a pretty strong level. Now, the next level that you have to be watching here is 280. 280 has been a very tough level. You guys can see you have previous support, previous rejection, previous support, previous support. And then if we break this down to the 5-minute chart and we get a little bit more time here, you guys can see over the last few days, look at what Tesla's done at 280. So you have previous support at 280. You have a rejection here on Wednesday. You have a rejection here into close yesterday. And in this pre-market, you can see we failed it again, and we are moving to the downside. So Tesla 280 is huge. And depending on what the market does today will pretty much depend on what, will decide what Tesla does here at 280. If we get downside on the market, then I think the 280 rejection is a killer play. I would actually absolutely be watching that today. If you get market upside, if you see strength, then yeah, maybe you get that 280 break and maybe you can play that continuation. So 280, major level, you guys can see previous support, rejection, could absolutely reject again. And to the downside, you got that 150 SMA that held this up yesterday. So really right now, it's a 10-point range, in my opinion. You could sort of chart out some of these previous highs here around this 275. This is yesterday's previous high of day. And so maybe you watch that 275 as well for a pullback. All right. So 280, 275, 270 down below at the 150 SMA. But that 280 is going to be rough. I would be careful around there. Okay. Amazon. I actually like Amazon's chart. I've been sort of looking at this morning. This 127 level, right? I want to show you guys. I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to show you guys what this did yesterday into today. So, wow, Fabir, Pied. I'm going to try this. Piedrahidi. How's that? Fabir Piedrahidi. How'd that sound? Thank you so much. $50 donation on a Friday into a long weekend. That is very much appreciated. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for being here. That's awesome. Thanks a lot, man. And Myra, $10 donation. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donation as well, Myra. Thank you, guys. Appreciate all your support. Piedrahiti. Terrible. It is what it is. I'm American. That's a hard one. I need to be able to press your name and hear it live so I can pronounce it. But anyways, I'm gonna call you Fab or P. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. All right, so Amazon 127. So you guys can see, I'm going to delete this right here. Let's go ahead and restart. So 127 was a previous support. 127 was a previous support. 127 was a previous rejection. And 127 was a previous rejection, right? So 127 is a huge level on Amazon. 127, big level to watch. Trader Joe's. I love your store, Trader Joe's. Trader Joe, thank you, man. $10 donation, appreciate that. So 127, that's a level to watch today. If I go back to the 15-minute chart, yeah, donations are hitting today. Wow. That is where I would be first watching for support on Amazon. If we draw this long-term trend line, or not long-term, if we draw this sort of trend line here over the last few days, you guys can see that we're trying to test it here this morning. So you have a previous high, and you're trying to push above that rejection point, that downtrend. If you hold 127, I think there is opportunity for upside here today. Why do I say that? Because this is a break and a retest of a rejection point, right? Break and retest of a rejection point. You can see 127 right here. You have a previous rejection point here, and this is exactly what I look for. I look for the breaks and the retest. So break, retest. If this holds, right, then I would be watching for upside. If this holds, I would be watching for upside off this 127. The next level I'd be watching is this 128.50, and then I would be watching the 130 area. So you got your downtrend here on Amazon. If you break that downtrend, then I would be watching for 128.50, and I would be watching 130, around 130 level. Watch for the upside. Look for that hold of 127. If you fail 127, if you give up 127, this move is over, right? You can't lose 127. That is the must-hold level if you want to see continuation. If you can't hold 127, you're moving lower, right? You will not move higher if you move back below 127 and turn it into a rejection point. So watch out for that. 127, big level. If that holds, I would look for continuation off this break and retest. Look for 128.50. Look for 130. If you lose 127, you're not going to be able to have momentum to the upside. It's just going to lose momentum. All right. Apple. So Apple looks pretty similar to Amazon, actually. So here's Apple on the 15-minute chart. You guys can see we held that 155.50 level. This is a strong demand level on the daily and 4-hour. If you want to see that, go to my video yesterday. I talked about this play, but that is a strong demand level around this 155.50. You got the downtrend over the last few days that did break here yesterday near close. You can see that big break to the upside. And where did we hold? We held a previous rejection level into support, right? This pre-market. So this, again, is a break and retest, and this is what I love to see for a potential switch in momentum, right? The market will not make previous rejection points into support if it's not trying at least to switch this direction. So if there was no direction change, Apple would have rejected here at 157 and it just would have made a double top and would have moved lower. But the fact that Apple was able to break above this rejection point, previous support, right? Previous rejection, you break it, you retest it, and you can see a little bit of support stepping in at that level this morning. So that's nice. That doesn't mean we can't do this, right? That doesn't mean we can't turn around and fail right back under it, but this is at least something to be watching. So break, retest, 157.70, right in that general area is where you're trying to hold. If you can get a push to this pre-market high around 158.70, I would look for that push up to 160. My target here would be up to this 160, this next rejection point right here, rejection here, support here, and I think that's going to be a tough level to get above. So that's what I would watch on Apple today, guys. If you lose this 157 retest level, you're moving lower. Absolutely. It's not going to be able to hold up. If you come right back below this level, you're probably going to come back down and test this 155 level. If you hold this level, then I would look for that sort of continuation towards 160. Break, retest, right? That's what I would look for. That's what I'm looking for. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Who gives, you know what? So I'm liking the technicals. I'm just trading off the technicals I see. And as of right now, I see a little break and retest. We'll see how this plays out. Previous rejection into support. So 157, you lose that, you're going to the downside. All right, let's get ready for the NASDAQ ES for the jobs data. So let's go 5-minute chart here on the NASDAQ, mine as well. So watch out for that. And let's go ahead and pull up. All right. Go ahead and move that over. There we go. All right, let's see what happens. Thanks for the donation, Paul. $5. Appreciate you. Thanks for all this far. Oh, you got a pop. Is that real? Yep, it looks pretty real right now. Let's see if it holds up. Nope, Not real. Down. Back up. That's craziness. All right, let's see. Let's see what the real direction is. All right, so August non-farm payrolls plus 315, consensus 318. That's actually, that might be bullish. If it was a higher number, if it was higher than 318, that would be bearish. They might take that as bullish. As dumb as that sounds, they might consider that bullish. So less payrolls is good for the market because it puts the Fed in a little bit of a sticky situation. How hard can they push if the payrolls are lower? Interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, weaker economy equals a more dovish Fed. I know it sounds ass backwards, but we'll see if it holds up. But right now, that's sort of what you're seeing. Cheers. Cheers to my morning Celsius. All right. So non-farm payrolls slightly under the consensus. You see a little bit of a push to the upside. We'll see if that holds up. I'm not going to spend the whole day looking right at this candle, but that is what you are seeing as of right now. So, yeah, what's Apple doing for us? Apple, nice. What's Shopify? Nice. ES. So ES popped right to that 4,000. Yeah, ES popped right to that 4,000. Yeah, I bought a lot of shares yesterday, just to let everyone know. Hopefully that pays off for me one day. So, all right, a little bit of a pop here on the NASDAQ ES. We'll see how that holds up. I mean, it still looks like it could totally pull back and die on us. The way this looks just looks sort of like one of these. So we'll see. I don't trust anything I see on these candles. It's just, I mean, you literally have to wait until we actually open to trust this type of move. So we'll see what happens. Move up to start. Keep me updated what you see. Let's just go ahead and continue here. All right, so next we're going to go ahead and look at NVIDIA. So NVIDIA needs to hold above 140 in my opinion. That is the big level to be watching. So 15-minute chart on NVIDIA. You guys know we got that downside on NVIDIA. I just think that's silliness, to be quite honest, guys. I bought like $1,000 worth of NVIDIA shares yesterday. I could care less what they say about this China stuff. I'm buying shares here. So NVIDIA, you guys can see to the downside over the last 2 days, NVIDIA is down almost 15% in 2 days. That's just dumb to me. So you guys can see downside on NVIDIA. You know, I could be wrong, but it is what it is. So that's just a conscious decision that I am making here on NVIDIA. So 140, that's a big level. I think you need to get above that 140. That's a level that you need to hold. So you guys can see right here, we had a previous support around this 141, 140. We had a rejection here late day around 140. You are back above that 140. The important reason why I was calling out 140 is because that was the previous low of 2022. The low here is around 140.55, right? That's the previous low of this entire year on NVIDIA, 140.55. And I wanted to see that hold yesterday. It did not. I actually took a little bit of a loss on NVIDIA calls yesterday. I tried to see if I could get a sympathy pop out of the gates. I didn't get it. I lost about $100 on that. So you guys can see we lost the 140. My stop loss was under this 2022 low. Got stopped out right there. Happy I did because it would have been a much uglier loss if I did not. You guys can see downside, push to the upside, rejection. So this is going to be big today. 140. That's what I'd be waiting for. See if you can turn this into support today. I would be looking at maybe the 5-minute, 1-minute chart. And I would just look for this, right? I would look for us to open and look for us to try to consolidate off 140. If we can consolidate above 140, then I think there is opportunity here. If you cannot hold above 140, if you cannot hold above this key level, then you might move back to the downside. So 140 is the level I'd be watching on NVIDIA. You can also see if you think NVIDIA does come back, guys, you do have a pretty juicy gap here on the daily chart because of that news. So you guys can see the low here is 149.60. You guys can see right here, 149.60. And you could definitely find a little bit of a gap fill here on NVIDIA. So up to around that 150 level. So that's something I'd be watching for. If you can hold above 140 today, that is definitely something that I will be watching for myself. If we hold 140, I'll be definitely looking to see if I could play into this gap fill towards 150. All right, AMD. So just going over AMD because it had some sympathy because of the NVIDIA move. Excuse me. So AMD, it's a pretty ugly chart, I got to be honest. I mean, both NVIDIA and AMD are pretty bad charts as of right now. They're like holding at random spots. I don't really see where these are holding. I mean, why did AMD hold, what is the low yesterday? Why did AMD hold 78.50? It's just, there's nothing really there. Like if I just put a line there, you guys would be like, what the hell is he looking at? There's nothing there, right? That's how I feel with this. There's really nothing at these levels of support that you're finding. Really, the main level that I've been watching is this right here around this 84. And then around the lows here around this 80, 50, right in this general area here. So if I go to the 15-minute chart, I think that's where you really need to be watching this because that's sort of like the short-term levels to be watching today. So, of course, I'd be watching that 84. That's the big level to watch today. If AMD can get over 84, I like it for upside. That's the big rejection point. If you can get above that, I'd watch for the 85.75 right here. So you can see just looking at those stair-stepping levels, you got this 83 sort of rejection that we're sort of sitting at now. If you can hold that, 84 is your next level. Right here, you have these previous lows back on Wednesday. You need to get above that 84 for upside. If you can get above that 84, then look for that 85, 75, 86 area here on AMD. Here's how you guys got to think of it. And for AMD and NVIDIA, you really just got to ask yourself. I sounded like a New Yorker there. Ask yourself. You really got to ask yourself, do you believe that the 15% downside over the last 2 days on NVIDIA is a little ridiculous? If your answer to that is yes, I can probably bet there's going to be some opportunity here on NVIDIA to try to make back some of that drop. You very rarely see, you very rarely don't see some type of opportunity outside of panic. After panic sort of resolves itself, I don't want to guarantee, but I would say there is going to be opportunity here to some extent. So I would keep your eyes on it. I would watch it. I don't really get panicked about that type of news. When you see straight down 15% in 2 days on a stock like NVIDIA, that's just craziness. So I bought shares because I think that's the safest thing to do. I'm not trying to time this with shares. I'm just buying it. And, in 30 years, if NVIDIA is not higher than $140, then I just, I take an L like a man because obviously something went wrong somewhere. So I went ahead and bought shares here as that's my opportunistic play, just buying shares. But there could be some options trades here as well. I'm just not trying to time it too much just yet because obviously with options, timing is a very big thing. So we'll see. 140 is really the key level that I'm watching today. I would watch for 140. See if there's any opportunity off that. All right. Let's go Meta, Google, Shop. These are all stocks that are at channel lows. Meta, Google, Shop. Meta, Google, Shop. Here's Meta. You guys know we've been watching this thing, and it's definitely starting to show its base, right? Hedwig Zabala. Thank you for joining. You're in the Discord, right? Thank you for joining priority members. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the support. So you can absolutely see the base that is building here on Meta, right? You can see the demand that held. If you picked it up here, at this extreme low, you're already up very nicely, guys. You're already up very, very nicely. So you can see support around this 158, right? And you definitely got it. So congrats if you caught it this low. If you got in early, you're already up like 7% per share. So very nice. Very nice to the upside. Very nice hold around that 158. Here's the level to watch today. This is a huge level for Meta. If you can break it, you might actually get some continuation. It's the 50 SMA. It's at 167. So rejection, rejection, rejection over the last 3 days at 167, 50 SMA there as well. If you can actually get a legitimate hold of this level, then I would look for more continuation on Meta out of this channel low. Of course, you have to watch the market as well. Don't just be blind to the market. Google is also at or near the channel low. It's not quite in the channel low, but it's pretty damn close. So you can see, here's Google. Here's the 4-hour chart. You can see we came back down towards these channel lows. We are starting to try to hold. Here's what I would be watching on Amazon. So if you guys can get above 112 today, that would be the watch I'm sort of, eyeing. I'm actually going to put an alert there. Actually, no, I'm going to be watching it basically all day. But I would put an alert there at 112, guys. If you're not watching it, look to see if you can get this. This is exactly what I would look for today on Google. I would look for a break and retest of 112, and I would look for a push into the 50 SMA. That's really what I'm eyeing. That's my play. That's one of my top plays today. It might not happen today, but that's one of my top watches for the upcoming week. Google over 112. It's a clear rejection point, and if you break that, you can get a very nice push into these next rejection points, which is right here around this 115 and 50 SMA, if this damn line tool would work. There we go. So 114.50, 115 right here, these previous lows. If you break 112, if you retest it, I think you get 115. So that's what I'd be watching. Now, if you reject 112, then you're right back down, right? Obviously, guys, remember, these levels go both ways. Last one, Shopify. I'm in Shopify myself. I'm just trying to bottom ticket, honestly, with some really small size. If I go to the 4-hour chart, you guys know we've been talking about this thing for a long time. We've been talking about the channel low. And every single time someone has taken a call at this channel low, they have been paid off very nicely. So I'm going to try it again. So we have the downside into the channel low. We have that $30 support. We're starting to see some hold here on the move. So the next level to watch here on Shopify is an upside move into 33, in my opinion, right here around 33. If you can get above 33, I would look for that 35. So channel low on Shop, channel low on Meta. You got close to the channel low on Google. I'd watch 112 on Google. I would watch a push into 33 on Shop, and I would watch that, I think it's 167, on Meta. So those are the levels to watch, in my opinion, guys, on those three. What's the NASDAQ ES doing? We rejecting? Yeah, we're up. Yeah, I mean, you're up to that next level. I would expect a rejection there for now. 4,000. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get right through these guys. So you guys can see right here, right at that 4,000. I mean, perfect rejection right there at 4,000. So, yeah, I mean, just wait to see what happens at open, guys. It's not going to just fly through all this rejection. These are big levels to be watching. See what happens at 4,000. Now what I would say, guys, if you're watching this, now that we have a little bit more data here, a little bit more analysis, you got to hold these previous highs here, right? If you guys come back down, if we come back down here on the market, you cannot break back below in this channel. If you break back into this channel, then, there's going to be some weakness. So moving forward today, if you do get a pullback, look for the hold of the channel high, right, on both the ES and the NASDAQ. So you're looking for a hold around 12.3, and you're looking for a hold around that 39.75. Okay? You can see we're already pulling back pretty aggressively off that 4,000. So that is what I would be watching. Just a hold of these previous channel highs. All right, healthcare. So XLV is the healthcare sector, and we've been sort of talking about this channel low, this demand area on the XLV, and you guys can see right here, you had a very nice hold of this 125 level. So support again on the XLV. Nice push yesterday. I would be watching this, right? You might be able to get some nice plays here off this demand hold on XLV. Look at what it's done almost 7 times in the past. You held it here, you held it here, you held it here, you held it here, you held it here. What is that? 5 times? You might do it the 6th. So stocks like AbbVie had a nice bounce yesterday off this demand. Stocks like UNH could be a move to watch out for on this pullback. Maybe a push back into all-time highs. If we go to the Analyze tab, we go to XLV. What do we have here, right? We have UNH, J&J, PFE, Eli Lilly, AbbVie, Merck, Thermo Fisher, Abbott Labs, right? Keep an eye on these. If that XLV does push, that is sort of what I would be watching if that XLV does find upside off that demand. My Thinkorswim is frozen. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's that. Well, I also want to show you guys the XLP real quick because the XLP had a little bit of strength yesterday as well. The XLP definitely outperformed. It sort of held this demand right here around 72. If we look at yesterday's price action on the XLP, look at this. So this is the 1-minute chart on XLP yesterday. We held up very nicely all morning here. Very nice hold. Continuation intraday, and we really held this move all day. So XLP, I'll go ahead and show you guys. Stocks like Walmart, not Walmart. Why am I putting in Walmart? You got Procter & Gamble, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Costco, Walmart, Mondelez, Altria Group, right? All these consumer staples type names. So you definitely had some outperformance here yesterday. Watch those again. Finally, XLE has it held that demand that we were talking about, right? You guys remember us talking about this XLE break and retest? You guys can see hold here, rejection here, support here. Look what it did again yesterday. It held that 78.79. So if you get, if there's continuation here off this retest, I would be watching for some energy names to the upside, CVX, XOM, and maybe you watch out for Oxy as well. So that's that. All right, let's go to the tickers that you guys want to look at. If you guys could just take 1 second. We're trying to hit 1,000 likes on a live stream. That's a goal of ours here. If you're new, so would love to have you be part of that goal. Press that like button. That'd be awesome. All right, let's get started, guys. SPX is the ES, guys. Come on, oh my God. BRKB, CVS, Walmart, Netflix. I like it. Let's go ahead and look at some of these. I mean, what's the difference between me looking at the SPX and the ES? All right, we're looking at Berkshire Hathaway here. Berkshire Hathaway. Is it going to load? Oh, it's /B. All right, Berkshire Hathaway. Let's go daily chart. Yeah, it's just sort of like every other financial stock right now. It's weakish. I would look for the retest here. 280. That's what I'd look for. 280. You got to hold that right here. 280 break and retest. That's what I'd be looking for on BRK. Okay. CVS. Right in that sort of XLP type move, right? That XLP, that consumer staple type move. It looks like you're trying to hold these lows here from back in the beginning of this year. You can see right here we have these lows around this 98 area. You have a previous support here, You have some rejection here. You have a nice breakout here, and then you're trying to hold it again. So if the XLP has some strength, then yeah, this is a nice spot. This could be a very nice spot to long CVS. This could be a nice spot for a pullback support level. Absolutely. Watch for it to hold this 98 area. It's got to hold this previous retest. If it does, maybe you watch this little downtrend break. Could be a nice little setup. Absolutely. So yeah, keep an eye on CVS off that 98. I like that. Walmart was very strong yesterday. It got back above that 134. Let me go to the 5-minute chart here. Actually, let me go 15. Let me get a little bit more time. 30-day. Oh, CVS and XLV. Did they consider that a healthcare name? Really? I thought about that for a second. I guess that's funny. CVS and the XLV. I guess, yeah, it's a pharmacy, I guess you could say. So, yeah, XLV. So forget the XLP thing that I just brought up. Watch the XLV for that demand hold for CVS. My bad on that. So if you get that demand hold on the XLV, then I'd watch the CVS move. Smart. I like that. All right. Walmart. Yeah, I mean, it got above the 134. Walmart's just not really going to be your favorite trading stock. I mean, it has some decent days. I would watch out for this 136, personally. Watch out for the rejection at this 136. That's what I'd watch out for. All right, Netflix. Yeah, I mean, Netflix, it tried to go for that gap at one point, but guys, this price action on Netflix is just a total disaster, in my opinion. It has like these big pops and it gives back almost all of its move all of the time. Like, Netflix almost always gives back its moves. So you can see like early morning pop, big pullback, early morning pop just died. Early morning pop on Wednesday totally lost it all. And then yesterday, it was a little bit better yesterday. But it's just not my favorite type of stock to trade. It's just not consistent. It's very wicky. And I would just watch out for maybe this 234. I don't really like Netflix as a price action type trading stock. If you think Netflix just goes higher over time, maybe you do something like that. But it's a very ugly price action type stock, and I would be careful trading it. All right. That's what I got, guys. I hope you had a fantastic. Hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a great 3-day weekend, guys. Relax, enjoy that. It's very nice. You need it. You need a little bit of a break from this. It gets tiring after a while. So give yourself a mental break. Come back strong. Have a good day. Remember, guys, Friday, 3-day weekend. Find any way to get off your screen early. Find a way to get out early. Get some green early morning. If you're green early morning, please do not watch your chart all day. It is such a waste of your time. Get in, get out, play, get some profits. If you're trading all day, you are at a serious disadvantage. There's going to be nothing but algorithm trading probably past 11 o'clock today. No one's in the office. I can guarantee you that no one in the East Coast is in the office today. Not a single person. They're all out. It's Labor Day weekend. This is algorithmic trading probably past 11, 12 o'clock. You're going to be trading against computers to the extreme. There's going to be no volume because it's a 3-day weekend. Get in, get out, take your money, go enjoy your weekend. You do not need to be watching the charts all day. Waste of time, and you're going to lose your money. All right? I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Do not come here Monday. I will not be here. I will be relaxing. Have a great weekend, and thank you guys for all the support.